Hello, and thank you for tuning in today for this special conversation. I have the pleasure of speaking with someone I know really well as she celebrates 1 year celebrating a special occasion. And she decided to come to talk to me about it. Special guest, come on in. I love your yellow. Well, you know I had to represent. Congratulations on your book being published a year ago. How does it feel? First of all, I want to say thank you for having me for this joyous occasion and celebrating with me. It feels wonderful. It is truly one of the best unexpected blessings in my life. Right up there with going and graduating from Howard University. Ain't you? You know. Did you ever think that this would happen? No, I didn't. Like I said, it was unexpected. It was never in my plan for my life to be an author, to write a book, but I guess it was in God's plan for me. So you never wanted to be a writer? Well, I studied broadcast journalism while I was at Howard, so I thought the only writing that I would do as a career task was write scripts. I wrote scripts while I was in school for class. I've written scripts for commercials that I have produced to promote my other business endeavors. I wrote a short film script about the life of my uncle. To get my feelings out about someone uninterrupted, I write letters to those people. Sometimes thoughts come to me in the middle of the night, and I get up and I write those down. I've written poems randomly because they come to my mind either day or night or in the middle of the night. But writing a book, no, not at all. I was just thinking the other night how I took creative writing while I was in high school. And I did write about my life thus far, but to write about my life in length like I did in the book, I never in a million years would have thought that I would do that. Yeah, I know what you mean about those late nights and thoughts coming to you. These questions I have for you, I thought about in the middle of the night. Do you consider yourself an author? No, I don't consider myself an author. I consider myself a vessel. I jokingly say, but I'm serious at the same time, that God is the author of my book. I'm just the vessel because He is the author of my life, and He's using me to bring Himself glory. How did the book come about? The book came about from, I guess, a documentary that I produced about myself in 2015. I had conversations with my mother, my brother, and my father about their journey in loving and living with me through my life's journey. And in 2016, I was one of the speakers at a women's prayer breakfast, and I wanted to record myself. Thought I pressed record on the camera, but I did not because I was so nervous. And so in 2017, I updated the documentary and I added to the documentary what I spoke about in 2016. And Bishop Willie L. Hardin saw the documentary, may he rest in peace, in 2017. He saw the documentary in 2017 and said it could be a book. And I was just like, yeah, I don't see that. Fast forward to February of 2021, I was listening to the radio, to the Willie Moore Jr. show, and A.J. Joyner was on there. And he was talking about how anybody can write a book. You have notes written down, you have captions for your posts, you have video, you have pictures. And I said, yep, I have all of that. And I said, okay, I guess it's time to write my book. So that's what I decided to do. And at the time, he was doing a promotion for his book, a blueprint of how to write a book. And I wanted to get it. All you had to do was pay for shipping. And for whatever reason, the payment wasn't going through. To pay for shipping, I reached out to him, and he just sent me the book free of charge. I started reading his book, and even before I finished reading his book, I started writing mine. For those that don't know, that haven't read the book yet and are watching or listening to this conversation, what is the book about? My book is about my life being born with spina bifida, hydrocephalus, and club feet, and the effects of how all those things have had on my life, and how the story in the Bible in John chapter 9 helped me accept my birth defect, and how my readers can accept the challenges in their life and what they may be going through or have gone through. Explain to us what hydrocephalus, spina bifida, and club feet are. Spina bifida literally means split spine. When I was born, my spine wasn't fully developed. It was a bubble on my back when I was born. Not to give too much away, because I want people to go out there and buy the book. Hydrocephalus is water on the brain, and the water on the brain comes from the underdevelopment of the spine, causing spinal fluid to build up on the brain. And club feet is when the foot is bit at the ankle, and the leg and the foot looks like a golf club. How has living with these birth defects affected your life? I haven't had too many effects of those three things because they were regulated and taken care of at my birth. I had surgery on my spine at birth, so I've really never had a problem with that. As far as the club feet, that was a 2-year process, and the hydrocephalus, that was a multi-year process. And in 1995 was the last time I had surgery to correct that. I also have no bladder or bowel control, so those are the only things I deal with on a daily basis. Why do you think the story in John 9 resonated with you so deeply? I feel like John 9 resonates with me so deeply because in the story, in the beginning of the story, Jesus' disciples saw the blind man and asked Jesus, why was the man born blind? What did he do, or what did his parents do to have him been born blind? And that's a question that my mother asked of herself, and I asked of myself, what did I do, or what did she do wrong to have been born, be born with spina bifida, and her to have born a child with spina bifida. But I know that reason now, and to find out their reason, you got to go get the book. But yes, that's why it resonated with me so deeply. I know there's probably a lot of people out there over the last 2.5 years that have asked the question of why things are happening the way they're happening. They don't understand why things are happening the way they're happening. They're frustrated the way things are happening. I know in the current situation in my life, I have asked the question, okay, why is this happening? But that's another story and discussion for another day. One, because it's a long story, and two, because I don't have the answer yet. But some people will probably just say it's just lifing, and there's other people that will probably say that there's a purpose for everything that's happening. And I am of that belief that there is a reason for things that are happening and have happened. You may not know the answer while you're going through it, but you'll get the answer. Possibly. I hold dear to my heart where it says in the Bible in Romans 8:28, for all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Yes, I know everybody doesn't believe in God, so therefore they probably don't love God. But I do believe that there is a purpose for all of us here on earth, for his overall grand plan for the world. What have been some of your favorite moments related to the book since its publication? Some of my favorite moments over the last year, a couple of weeks after I released the book, I had my first book signing on my mother's birthday at a store called Twisted Art in Portsmouth, Virginia. And I believe they were having a crafting class, and there was a mother and a daughter there. The mother came and she bought a book, and the daughter shyly asked her mother if she could give me the piece that she made in the crafting class. It was a butterfly made out of a toilet paper tube, and she gave it to me, and we took a picture, A couple of weeks after that, I had another book signing at the church that I grew up in, Riverview Missionary Baptist Church. And just to see those people's faces that I haven't seen because of the pandemic in 2 years, though mask, it was truly a blessing. I was so elated, filled with so much joy and admiration, and that was just, it was just a good feeling to have that. This year for Juneteenth, I was a vendor at a special Juneteenth event that Selden Market in Norfolk, Virginia had. And there was a lady that came by my table. She bought a book, walked away, came back, and she said she had a niece that was getting ready to go to Howard, and she wanted to get her a book as well. And that made me so happy. More Howardites, yay! That Howard connection is strong. Yes, yes it is. Also that same day, I met another woman, Mother Margaret. She attempted to buy my book, but my payment processing wasn't going through for whatever reason. And I had already signed and backed the book to her. So I just gave it to her just to bless her. She said she was going to send me the money. Whether she did or didn't, it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to bless her. But in fact, a week after that, I did receive a letter, a short note, and the money in the mail from her. The note was very encouraging, very uplifting. She told me how she had already finished reading the book, and she told me that she was a part of the Norfolk, Virginia branch of the NAACP, their Religious Affairs Division, and invited me to be a guest at one of their monthly meetings. I was the guest for their July meeting, and I got another opportunity, which I didn't think, never thought of doing, but I'm glad that I was given that invitation to speak at elementary schools, and to let kids know about differences and just about me, because it was in those elementary years that were the hardest for me, having my hair cut and being made fun of. As I said in my documentary, kids are innocently cruel, and being teased can stay with you. And I was teased, somebody teased me, and it stayed with me for 22 years. And I believe that a lot of what is said to us and done to us, good or bad, or hurting as kids, stays with us into our adulthood, because some things are harder than others to shake and to let go of, and it creates hurt adults. And so with this opportunity, my hope is to let kids know that at an early age, we shouldn't tease our peers, we shouldn't make fun of our peers, we should try to understand our peers' differences and learn about our peers' differences, so that way we won't grow up in the world, or the world won't be filled with a lot of hurt adults, as there are a lot around nowadays. Well, that is really important and powerful. Other than the forthcoming speaking engagements, what else is next for Rashon and Life in the Daylight, the book? Well, I will be working on some things to further the book's reach around the world. How do we follow you and get a copy of the book for those that don't have it? You can follow me on Instagram at that's THE_REF_EST 1986, or Life in the Daylight _the book, or my other business accounts, Life in the Daylight Studios, Daylight Candles, ABC About Me, and Daylight Custom Designs. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Life in the Daylight, and follow along with me on my vlog, Testimony Tuesdays with the Ref, and all my announcements that I do. Like I said, I do commercials, so my commercials will be put up there, all the announcements of all endeavors of my life will be put up there as well. And to get a copy of the book, if you want it signed, you can send me a direct message. If you don't want a signed book, it is also available on Amazon in paperback and in ebook. Well, I want to thank you for choosing me to have this conversation with. Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you want to say? As I always sign off on my vlog, be the daylight in someone else's life and enjoy the daylight in yours. If you don't know how to do that, get the book. Well, there you have it. This has been a Life in the Daylight Studios production. Thanks for watching, and please share it.